So before we begin working on doing the handguard review, we're going to do a little bit of interesting stuff that I missed in my clutch deal because I'd never experienced this before. So, funny story, there's a specific way to key this clutch and it won't work otherwise. So we're going to need to peel this foot brake back off. So let's see, we're gonna get our foot brake back off. And I'll explain to you guys here in a second why it's so important about this clutch deal. I feel bad that I kind of gave you guys like a wrong impression on there, but we'll get this video up immediately. So, actually it seems like it's going to be easier to get the, there we go. Got the spring off the foot. Now don't start cranking around on that all over the place. So I added some oil yesterday. We're going to see if maybe we can do the clutch packs with no muss, no fuss. So yesterday, while this thing was pouring oil, I used one of the regular case bolts on the oil sender, and apparently it has a specific bolt that's a little shorter than the rest of the case bolts. So I found the right bolt for this. In the future, I'm going to try and etch it and mark it, put like an O on it or a L for oil on. All right. Yeah, don't normally suggest just wrenching these things off, but got a little bit of oil still leaking from under there. That's because my drain plug's loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this clutch pack out and I'm going to show you what I did wrong. And I've never seen this on any other clutch pack on any other bike. And I've done Kawasaki's, Hondas, KTM's, Suzuki's. All sorts of walks of life. But the only clutch I haven't touched is the dual clutch transmission over there on that Africa Twin. Pull this bad boy off. All right, now we're gonna grab our tin. Oops, I didn't mean to bump you there. I'm gonna grab our tin, peel these bad boys out. So I've been sitting here trying to figure out why I can't get my clutch to adjust to have any tension. I guarantee you this will probably be a problem that you end up having. Alright, so let's get all this out of the way. Oh, sorry, feller. Alright, big miss here. Pull this hub out. So you see this arrow right here? You gotta make that arrow perfectly match this little notch in here. And if you don't, your pressure plates will never work again. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, make sure that whenever you're doing this, you match the arrow to the notch. So, a little amendment to my video here. I screwed up. And there's another video out there, and I can't remember the user's name off the top of my head, but kind of keyed me into this. And then I went back and looked at my service manual and said, well, by Jove, he's right. Now, true, your clutch packs aren't really going to go back the way they normally feel until you really fire this thing up once. And yeah, I haven't fired this bike up yet. Because I'm still working on it. Alright, feed these things back in by hand a little bit. And we're going to set the torque to 8 foot-pounds. I believe these are 10, so before I finish sewing this thing back up the rest of the way, I'm going to torque it appropriately. So this thing's a little bit light on torque. It's about a foot short, so we're going to put you on 8. Start you off nice and slow. One, and make sure you always do it in the star pattern like you're changing a tire. Two. Three. 4, and number 5. Now you guys don't really need to see me put the rest of this back together and torque everything to specification. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So if your clutch pack is well, not working at all, your clutch lever is just flopping after you do this, that's your deal. At any rate, thanks for hanging in here for this addendum. One last thing to mention about the clutch is the inner bolts are actually 5.8 foot-pounds and the outer bolts are 7. So just bear that in mind. Grab your handy dandy inch-pound torque wrench. This one seems relatively accurate, but one thing I like to do before I torque everything down is go 15% under the torque specification, pop it into place, and then pop it right up right at torque specification, just to make sure that I'm being gentle on the threads and not stripping anything. So there you go, a little clutch correction, and I've got it actually mostly adjusted back the way I think it should work. Won't really know until I actually turn it on. But yeah, this thing's basically adjusted flat out. So we'll see what goes on. At any rate, see you next time.